like it's good to see. It'll be good to see what you're doing as a roaming heroes, and that's probably what you're going to be doing most of the time. Sometimes that gank won't go so well, and
Mhm.
you're not going to have 10-1-28. Holy shit! But it's good to see what you're actually doing, right?
Well, I think one of the things that I especially want to work on in Dota is the early game because, like, sure, I ended up with 10-1 and 8-28 or whatever. But if I can get better at snowballing in the early game, I feel like that decides a lot of my games. Like, when I was playing Leshrac, I died a lot, and so the Storm Sphere got fed, and then he was able to roam and, things like that.
I mean, it comes back to the fact that you just didn't. As I said, as soon as Storm turns level 6, you need to not show your face in the lane because you're going to be dead every single time, right? So it's about understanding the matchup and it's about understanding the timing and everything. So, oh wow, so not required, so not required. Um, in your skill level, the way you're playing with, the kind of people you're playing with, you definitely don't need two wards at the very least. Like even if you don't have any wards, it's fine.
Well,
But
I think it was more like because the other guy didn't buy a ward, so I went ahead and just got them because I was trying to do support and give one to like my off lane
yeah, but there's
or
a
mid lane, I
lich,
should say.
man. There's a lich. If he's not buying wards, then you need to understand that in your skill level, wards are not required, and they're not. They're really not because nobody watches the minima. This could not even be here, or this could be like open, complete. Like you see everybody, and nothing would change. Honestly, nothing would change for the most part.
Uh,
Um,
well, I mean, I still want to build good habits though, uh, because I still watch the
um,
mini map, and if I can ping like, "Hey, somebody's coming, we should run. Pudge is coming. Let's go," you know.
yeah. All right, I can't argue with that. That's good logic.
Um, because I try my best to like ward and warn my teammates. Like if they're
Yeah,
not paying attention, then there's nothing I can do. But
yeah. A small tip here. When you click Shadow Walk, it takes 1 second on level 1, 0.5, etc., etc. But 1 second on level 1 to fade, right?
mhm.
As soon as you press Shadow Walk and right click the enemy, you will get the bonus 30 damage. And you will get the bonus 30 damage after you click them after Invis as well.
Mhm.
So at level 4, it's really tough because the fade time is 0.25 seconds. So it's almost like you can't even do it, but you can still do it if you're really good. But definitely something you should utilize. You kind of wasted your time there going to the shrine. You didn't really need to at all.
This should make my life easier.
Yeah, definitely. That's a lot of time that you wasted, actually. That's 36, 37 seconds that you could have been harassing somebody. Especially
Yeah,
because
see,
now.
that's the kind of thing that like um, I need a lot of help on because
Uh,
I don't understand like when it's better to do things like that.
Yeah,
Um,
okay. So there's a Weaver in mid, right? So it would have been instead of getting two observers, if you had gotten at least one sentry and one observer, it would have been much better because not only is there a Weaver in the mid, but it's what you can do in the mid lane not hugely, entirely depends on whether or not the enemy team has a sentry in mid or not. And to counter that, most likely in your bracket, there's not going to be a sentry. But if there is, you're not going to have an impact. So you need to guarantee that there's no sentry. So you take a sentry and you place it there and you eat it with a tango immediately so that they can't reward it. And it works two ways over here because Weaver is an invis hero, so you can't counter the Weaver with the invis as well. You could have been top instead of level 2. I'm pretty sure like Ursa's level 2, right? So he's going to be. He's not level 2. That's kind of surprising. But Ursa's going to be level 2 soon, and you fresh. So you're quite far away now. Could have been a little bit closer to level 2. Could have been doing a little bit more damage to Ursa. I don't know.
hmm.
Let's see what you do. Um, I don't know. I don't know if I can see you pinging things or not. So close to you. All right. So now I would say, yeah, sure, go to a shrine. Your ally doesn't need it. If don't use them when it comes to making habits and whatnot. If your ally doesn't want to use it, use the shrine as a roaming hero. Do not use the shrine. Do not use the shrine. Just go to base. Just go back to base. It's completely fine. Go back to base. Get a TP. Come back. Get whatever
Okay.
items you need. Because this is a pretty big deal that you did here. You know, you kind of like it's a really big advantage the enemy mid has. Like you better be hoping that his team also like screws him over by taking his shrine. But if they don't, then this guy actually has a huge advantage. It's perfect, perfect. This guy's dead. He's got like a long time. He's not gonna get his invis. He will, Mr. Q. But it's time to see if he has a shrine or not, and he actually does. So all that effort almost wasted because he has a shrine, but you guys don't. Oh, he actually didn't even use it. See that ward. If they had a sentry in mid, right? I see if they do. Probably don't. They don't have a sentry in mid. But if they had a sentry in mid, this ward automatically gets dewarded. Because there's a bounty hunter, it's most likely people are going to put sentries in mid because that's a lot of times the bounty hunter is going to try and have an impact and where he's going to have the most impact. So you really want to try and put sentries, go out with a sentry. Now, ganking a weaver is not going to be very fruitful, right? So what you want to do is you want to occasionally come mid just to keep the weaver, on his toes. Make sure he doesn't, just get relaxed. But you want to spend the most of your time in the top lane because that's where you will get the most kills. Also, you got 400 gold. You should be looking to get boots, and that's another thing that you should be going to the top lane for. Get boots from the side shop and just like harass the Ursa and I know what you're doing, but it's actually gonna work out. It's not gonna work out because it's a flying courier. So 3 minutes you don't want to be. Oh, I was like, no way, no way. Oh my god, really?
Well, because
All
I
right,
figured he
man.
was gonna try to move it out of
Yeah, but like
mid.
you saw the bounty hunter. What the hell are you doing? All right, whatever. I don't even know what to say. It's so bad. Anyway, good job there. Um, obviously, you know what you're doing.
Well, I was trying to time it because I've been. That's one of the things I've been trying to work on with like
Yeah,
roaming is
yeah,
learning timings of when
yeah,
people
yeah, yeah,
normally get like bottle and that kind of thing.
yeah. Keep in mind, like a better player will get bottled earlier because
Yeah.
normally it's like two-ish minutes at a higher level game, and even higher level game, maybe just below two. So, in fact, at the highest level games, even like 5K and 6K level games, they'll actually bring out the courier immediate at 0 minutes because they'll have a salve in there. So you can actually start in these trees and just move over here at the beginning as soon as the horn sounds, and then you'll get the courier at 0 minutes, and then you can go back at 2.5 minutes and kill it again when it's still walking. Very nice movements, dude. Like this is what you should have been doing earlier on because this is a lane where you're gonna. I just realized.
Hmm.
I literally just realized. Lich is your carry. Yeah, you guys are honestly. If I didn't know you guys are gonna win, I would have been like, you guys lost. They've got a Ursa. They've got a PA. You've got a Lich carry.
Yeah. I mean, like these are the kind of things that I was asking in the original message, because like I get these kind of games, like even in the ranked games that I've been playing recently, I get this
Oh
kind of stuff all the time, and it confuses me because even on the enemy team, they'll have these weird comps, and I can't predict where people are. So
yeah.
like that's one of the reasons I enjoy playing as a roamer, like for scouting and like things like that.
Hmm.
It's easier for me to work around my team by trying to snowball people than
I
actually,
mean,
you know.
yeah. I mean, you still won this game, right? So it's like even a weird matchup, you can still win because most likely the enemy team is gonna, even with a good lineup, they're gonna fuck up really, really bad. Uh, it's, so if you're a fan of buying wards, like this is the time to buy wards, because or maybe not right now, but in 2 minutes, because you want to start buying wards when you think people are gonna start jungling. because you want to cast them out in jungle. Hopefully they'll be low HP, and then you can just snipe them like a courier. You're not gonna kill him. He's invis, dude. It's too early. You kind of don't want to be here in this lane. You just took like nearly all your HP as damage. So yeah, just want to go top. Just want to go back top. This lane is the this guy is the the max's prism is the why what do you why are you making me watch this? Oh Lord. Yeah, but this guy is, he's winning his lane. You don't need to be here. You need to be in places where your teammates are struggling a little bit so that you can have an impact there. Like top lane, it's lane that you can put Ursa really, really far back. Bot lane, you got a Pudge. There's not much you can do. There's a PA. Even if Pudge hooks her, she's just gonna blink away. So there's no way you kill her. Mid lane, yeah, early on you could have harassed the Weaver a lot because his Sakuchi. Seriously, if I click this Weaver, and I swear to God, if he's got only 1 point in Sakuchi, thank God. But yeah, so earlier on, because he's got like level 1 Sakuchi is like 12-second cooldown, so he's gonna struggle a lot, right? So that's the time where you can harass him. But when it gets to level 2, level 3, even when it gets to like level 2, there's like level 2 Sakuchi. It's starting to become. He's gonna have so much mana. He's probably not gonna make mistakes. Oh, nice. Pudge gets a kill. You really didn't need to be here. I guess you did then. Oh, should have kept following him. Should Okay. Let's look at this because this is a pretty monumental mistake that you made here. You went invis. I think you went invis. Right. This guy doesn't know you're there. Most likely, right? Most likely, if Pudge keeps rotting himself, both of these guys are gonna be like, "Oh, this is a kill opportunity because we're 2v1 and this guy's nearly dead." They turn around. As soon as they turn around, you bam, right click this guy, you do 30 extra damage, not to mention you slow him, so he's guaranteed dead. And then you can throw your shuriken at later on. In fact, he survives with 42 HP left. So, if you'd used your not Janada, the Shadow Walk, right clicked out of Shadow Walk, that would have been like 30 damage and then literally just one extra right click. I mean, 2 right clicks would have killed him essentially, so. Yeah, that was a pretty big kill that you missed. Yeah, that would have been your like level 4.5 or more maybe. So XP wise, you want to stay here now. XP is really important. It's a mistake. Um, XP wise, you're really struggling. It's 8 minutes in. You're only level 4, so you definitely wanted to be like this is pretty big. Isn't there XP? There is XP in League of Legends. So I don't know why you're not like this is an entire level nearly standing here waiting for you, and you just went out of range. You just went away. So you should have, even if you were at 10 HP, just pop invis and just stand there, soak up the XP. Don't need to take right clicks. They don't need to take the gold. Just soak up the XP and then go and heal.
Mm-hmm.
So
See,
as
that, like I guess I was trying to I don't know, just to see if there was somewhere else I could be. So I wanted to move into position, but yeah, that's one of the things that it's tough for me to get used to because the map is so big, and the um, the XP range on creeps and stuff is a lot smaller in Dota
Mhm.
than in League. So a lot of times I just like don't think about those kind of things because you just
Yeah.
naturally get XP a lot easier in League.
Yeah. Okay. What I mean is, like, these are the things of Dota that you have to learn.
Yeah.
But as a roaming support, XP is super crucial. Like you will normally be on a level because you're roaming. You're not really staying in any lane. You're not really getting the XP from the creep wave. So and especially if your ganks aren't working out and you're not getting kills and assists, you're really gonna struggle with XP. You're gonna be so under leveled that you like as a bounty hunter. One of the most important level 6s in the game, honestly, So you need to get your level 6 up as quickly as possible. So yeah, just make sure that any opportunity to get XP, you get it. Now here as well, like you should have right clicked her. You should have right clicked her first. You do extra 30 damage, and that's extra 30 damage on top of 61 damage from this. Actually, not 61 damage. It's oh, God, I have to calculate this. Wait, you're gonna. Here we go. So 85 damage from this alone, and then on top of that, 61 damage. So that's what 140 damage, and then 30 damage on top of that. So 170 damage. That's 170 damage. That's more. Okay, that's not more than that. But
Well,
like,
what I was trying to do was because isn't there like you can have a small delay um, from when you come out of invis
no,
to get the. Oh, there
no,
isn't.
no.
Okay, you actually have to break invis with it then.
Yeah. Oh, like try to break invis with it. Like obviously there are situations where you don't need to, but like for example, if you really want to cancel somebody's TP, or guaranteed you're gonna get this strike and you can't get in range or something like that because Shuriken is a mini stun as well. Actually, it's not that mini. It's like pretty. I think it's like 0. Maybe it is just a mini stun. I don't know.
It's
But either way, it's a stun.
okay. Yeah, it's 0.1, and if you get eggs, I think it's 0.75.
Oh, okay, okay. So it's a tiny mini stun. So you probably just want to save it for TP canceling, but yeah, it's just extra damage really. It's really 30 extra damage. Everything else you're still gonna do that damage, but it's just 30 extra damage at the moment. Later on, it's gonna be, you know, not 120 extra damage, which is pretty significant. Yeah, so see, it's 10 minutes in. You're not level 6. If you were level 6, that was 150 extra gold for you, and then 40 extra gold for this idiot. I guess he's not an idiot because he did get the kill, so it's okay. He got 2 kills with a weird build. Really? Power treads on Agi. I don't even want to talk about it. I'm tired, man. Let's just get this over with.
Oh. But yeah, like a lot of those smaller things, though, it's tough for me because I try to watch my replays every once in a while,
Okay.
uh, and I don't know, I just like it's tough for me to acknowledge those things because, like, to
Yeah,
me, I know what my thought process was, but I don't know what a better
yeah. No, you
thing to
don't.
do would be.
You shouldn't be watching your own replays at your level. You should only be watching other people's replays because you need to gain knowledge first, right? Without having the right knowledge, you really can't look at your replay and see what's wrong until you look at a higher level person's replay and you compare it to your own and you're like, okay, so I didn't do what the new series that I started. What would I do? That's exactly what I do. I look at a higher level player's game and I'm like, this is what I would be doing. So I'm constantly comparing what I would do compared to what he would do. And sometimes I'm the one who was right, but obviously most of the times they're the ones who are right. And even if sometimes if it's not so clear who's right and who's wrong, it's better to take into start doing things that they're doing because they're obviously more experienced. Unless obviously it makes sense to you that what you're doing is the right one and etc. It gets into
Mm.
some loops and all that. Yeah, so right now you should go to base. You should go to base and heal up. Nice. That is exactly what you're gonna do. Base, heal up, get a TP. Think about your next item. You're going for mechanism. Too much support. Too much support. Uh,
See, that's another thing. I'm not really sure what to build. Like, I usually just pick up support items so that
I,
way.
I would say an orchid is really good. Very offensive
Mm.
item. Very very offensive item. You can turn that into uh, Bloodthorn later on. You can build a Lotus Orb if you feel people are getting a lot of dusts, especially if you feel people have got a lot of lockdown, stuns, sheep sticks, things like that. And as soon as you come out of Invis, or as soon as somebody throws a dust on you, you pop your Lotus Orb, and that's it. Like right now, if you had a Lotus Orb, you literally wouldn't have died here because as soon as Rubik lifts himself. As soon as Pia throws her dagger, I think you still would have died actually, because I realized there's a bloody Ursa, and you still would have taken all the damage from Ursa. So I think you still would have died here. This is uh, like you don't have a Lotus Orb, but you're making plays as if you've got 6 items. So I'm not sure what the plan was here.
Well, I thought they were gonna TP top, and so
No, that's fine. That's
I think
fine.
Lich canceled his or
No,
something.
that's fine. But even if they were gonna TP top, you literally just initiated into 3 people. At least wait for them to finish their TP. Like
No,
they
for
didn't
sure.
even start their TP, let alone finish it.
Yeah. No, I mean I definitely get over anxious sometimes.
That's fine. I do that sometimes, so it's fine.
Um,
I don't actually do that. I just wanted to make you feel better. Feel better.
well, excuse me.
All right.
Um,
Yeah, so that's the first 15 minutes of the game, and after that, it's like once you've got level 6, now it's pretty much the same. Just try to be at every single team fight. Try not to be the one in the front. Always be the back. Positioning wise, bounty hunter. You know, playing very much like a support. Your entire job is to stay back and keep throwing tracks on everybody and throw shuriken toss at the nearest, I don't know, creep even, whatever that is the nearest, because it will bounce. So you don't need to be in close range of the enemy, and never ever do anything unless your next shadow walk is up. Right? What I do want to see is what is the next thing that you level. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Leveling up wise, you're doing good. But never ever use an ability, an item, anything unless your next shadow wake walk is up, because you might come into a situation where you immediately need it, but you don't, it's on cooldown and you just got wrecked.
mhm.
Oh, they've got a sentry here. So okay, so they have a sentry here. You know he just saw you. That means he has a sentry here somewhere. So you really shouldn't have gone back in that direction. Oh my god, he even stole. Yeah, that's misplays right there. But yeah, like this is, I don't know, this may be experience, but like he hooked you up on the high ground, right? So uh high, you can't have vision on the high ground. There's Rubik, if somebody's on the low ground, they cannot have high ground vision unless they have a ward or an ally or other creeps, right? So if he hooks you here, right, there's either somebody invis here, which it's not possible because they don't have invis heroes, or that he has a observer and definitely sentry because you were invis. So 100% he has an observer and a sentry up on this high ground, and we can obviously check, and that's exactly where it is, right? Up on this. What? What the hell? Why would you put a sentry here? That makes no sense. Okay. No, but this sentry doesn't. Anyway, he's got a ward here which caught vision of you, and he's got a sentry here which gave the true sight. This sentry makes no sense at all. I have no idea why he has this. This makes no sense at all.
Mm.
Um, I don't know. Anyway, so you really that should have been clues enough for you that they have vision over here. So you should have gone in this direction. Go, go down south on the grandest makers. Yeah, yeah, it's pretty big deal. Him getting tracked. All right, so I can end this here.